Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chess Media channel. Today we're going to be continuing our journey throughout the world, and today we're going to be flying from Guadeloupe to Martinique. I hope I pronounce it right. If not, I'm sorry. Today we're going to be flying at the Pointe-à-Pitre 800 BBJ2 configuration, as we always do. Today flight is gonna be about 30 minutes or so. It's just gonna be another short flight here in the islands. Today we're gonna be flying with the Microsoft Flight Simulator provided ATC, and we're gonna be using the FS2 crew as an assistant for our flight today. So and just before we're gonna begin our stream here, if you like my livery, you are more than welcome to download it in the description below. Alright, so with that being said, let's jump right into the cockpit and start setting up for our flight. Let's start setting up.
Roger.
Alright, battery, emergency lights, and ground power is on. Parking brakes are set. Also, another note, if you like to chat with me, I'm gonna see the messages on chat only on YouTube and Twitch. So if you like to message me, you are more than welcome to do so via Twitch or via YouTube. On the Facebook, although I'm not gonna see the comments just till later than today. Alright, so let's let the aircraft to initialize, and the first thing we're gonna do is to request our fuel truck here. Okay, the tablet is very small, so we're gonna be, let me just increase the size of the tablet. Okay, that's good. This flight plan from before, this is gonna be our flight plan for today. And for today we are gonna be needing an 71 tons of fuel. Let's start fueling up. So it's not yet turned on the IRS. Well, I will not touch it just yet. Let's test the configuration horn. And I hear he did turn on the IRS already. So we're gonna be having the option to insert our position onto the IRS. The only thing that is not very realistic at this simulation right now is the IRS lineup. So it is set on fast. It usually takes about 10 minutes, but in the area that we own, it's about 7 minutes usual. But here it's going to be lined up about in 30 seconds. Okay, so we're going to be using our last known position. And for our flight. So our origin currently is Tango Foxtrot Foxtrot Romeo. So let's answer that. Tango Foxtrot Foxtrot Romeo. And we're gonna be flying to Tango Foxtrot Foxtrot Foxtrot. And this is our flight. Let's request our flight plan. And the route uplink is loading. Let's activate our route. Okay, so for the departure we're gonna be using runway 12 via Catem 1F departure. KT1F departure. To execute. As for the arrival, we're going to be expecting an ILS Zulu approach towards runway 10, and that's going to be at the wrecked to key Kerex. Alright, let's hit execute. Performance. Let's request catering services for our flight. And while we're waiting for her to ask to start boarding, we're gonna load up some flight plans onto our virtual tablets here. So let's pin this one. Let's also do.
Hi, the security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes.
Thanks.
Good. So we're starting the boarding procedure right now. And no, the crew is already on board. Thank you. Alright, so let's continue pinning our charge. So in case we're gonna need to return to the airport in case we're gonna use an ILS Zulu also to return to the airport just in case. So let's pin this one to the virtual tablet as well. For the arrival we're gonna need the ILS Zulu approach towards 110. Also we're gonna need we're gonna review all of these later on. In real life you would want to go through them, but in the simulator here nothing is gonna be constructed. Okay, so we're gonna pin this airport as well, and reference this one, we're gonna go through this one as well later on. And for the departure, let's see, reference runway 12. Let's check that out right now. Visual vertical guided by Papita 33.2 degrees on the left side of the runway. During stormy weather with wind gusts near common language use caution below 500 feet on final approach for this runway. So with a normal approach control final. Alright, takeoff and landing. this runway forbidden if crosswind is greater than 25 knots on dry runway and greater than 20 knots on wet runway. This runway is the place threshold, resulting in landing distance beyond threshold of 9,372 feet. Well, nothing. Nothing that's gonna be become of use, at least not at this point and with this weather. Okay, let's go back onto the FMC. Make sure that the GSX has loaded our payload. Very good. Alright, so zero fuel weight, that's gonna be 50, and for the fuel that's gonna be 8.6. For the reserves, let's go back onto the flight plan, and for the reserves, that's going to be 1.4. The cost index for today's flight, 1.4. Yep, the cost index for today's flight is gonna be 20. The flight level for today's flight, it's gonna be 11,000 feet. We're gonna be flying pretty low. The average wind is gonna be at 66 degrees at 10 knots.
I'm back. No issues on the walk around.
And temperature deviation is gonna be at plus 14, which means that's gonna be at 12. Let's hit execute, takeoff. Flaps will be 5, the CG expected to be 22.5. The V speeds are gonna be V1 is 126, V rotate is gonna be 129, and V2 will be at 141. Of course, we're gonna check the tablet here that PMDG provided us with lately, and that's runway. That's gonna be runway 12 for departure. Gonna be at 2 takeoff. Let's import some weather, and that's gonna be our actual vertical speed. So let's go ahead back and to the FMC and set those up. So V1 is gonna be 132.
Pull up. Wind shear.
And V rotate will be 133.
Terrain. Pull up. Airspeed. Low.
And V2 will be 139.
Sink rate. Pull up.
Alright.
Terrain. Pull
Let's
up.
load up the
Don't sink.
destination
Too low.
information
Terrain.
as
Too
well,
low. Gear.
so we can
Too low. Flaps.
have
Too
the
low.
data already
Terrain.
available to
Glide
us
slope.
in
Bank
one
angle.
click.
Bank angle.
Approaching minimums.
Okay, so onto the
2500.
MCP for the V2
1000.
speed, that's gonna be
500.
139.
400. 300. 200.
9. For the final course, we're gonna be setting it
50,
for our
40.
departure.
30.
For our
20,
departing one way.
10.
So that's gonna be
Wind shear.
116.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low. Terrain.
116.
TCAS test.
At the heading, we also gonna set to 116 in case we're gonna need to fly the runway heading for some reason. And the first officer final course, we're gonna also set to 116. Okay, 116.
Hi, here's the fuel slip.
Thanks.
Welcome. Have a nice flight.
Okay, autothrottle is armed. And flight directors are on, minus master is a slave, VNAV and LNAV are armed as well. Let's go to the radios. Okay, so for the radios we're gonna put in our departing runway localizer frequency, which is gonna be at 110.30, and on the first officer side as well 110.30. Great. Let's go over to our destination airport, and we're gonna set the localizer frequency of our destination runway, which is gonna be 1090.90. 1090.90, so that's going to be a standby for us. As for the 80s, we're gonna put the 127.6 on our active secondary comm, and we're gonna put on standby our destination, the 80s of our destination, which is gonna be a 127.85. Alright, so with that being all set, we can go ahead and request our clearance from the airport.
Raise it Tower Chase 1 IFR to Fort de France, ready to copy.
Chase 1 is cleared to Fort de France Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 12 climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure frequency is 123.7 squawk tree 353.
Raise it Tower didn't copy. Please say again for Chase 1.
Please say again for Chase 1.
Chase 1 is cleared to Fort de France Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 12 climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure frequency is 123.7 squawk tree 353.
335 for Chase 1.
Chase 1 cleared to Fort de France Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 12 climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure on 123.7 squawk tree 353.
Chase 1 readback is correct. Contact ground on 118.4 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Alright, good. Let's go ahead and brief our first officer. So we're currently at the stand and pushback will be required. This is going to be our first flight of the day. Noise abatement is not required. Threats are none. Thrust will be rated and blitz RP on. EQ is not required and GS is not required. The procedure will be via said.
Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be a standard pushback and start off the stand. Taxi route will be as assigned by ATC. It'll be a left seat takeoff, using rated thrust, planning a flaps 5 takeoff. Anti-ice will be off. Above 80 knots, we will reject for fire, engine failure, loss of control, or wind shear. The crew member noticing the abnormality will clearly state the problem. I will call reject or continue. If the decision is to reject, I will close the thrust levers and disengage auto throttle, observe or apply maximum braking, raise speed brakes, apply maximum amount of reverse thrust consistent with conditions and bring the aircraft to a complete stop on the runway, stow the speed brake and set the parking brake, advise the cabin, this is the captain speaking, remain seated, remain seated. I will then perform any necessary memory items or checklists as appropriate. If an evacuation is required, I will initiate the evacuation checklist. In the event of an engine failure after V1, we will continue the takeoff, rotate at VR, call positive rate gear up, and cancel the master caution. There will be no other calls below 400 feet. At 400 feet, I'll call for a roll mode, then call confirm the failure. If required, we'll perform any necessary memory items, climb at V2 to V2 plus 20 to 1,000 feet AFL or TOCA, whichever is higher. Retract flaps on schedule. When flaps have been retracted at or above, flaps up, maneuver speed, call for level change if VNAV is not engaged. set max continuous thrust, and call for the appropriate emergency checklist. We are under our maximum landing weight, so we are okay to make an immediate return. The departure routing will be via the ATC assigned SID, complying with all published speeds and altitude restrictions. No noise abatement procedures required. LNAV and VNAV are armed. Flight directives are on. Mine is master, yours is slave. Navigation radios are set. The NOTAMs and the aircraft defect log have been reviewed. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Departure brief complete.
Pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist.
Oxygen
Tested 100%.
tested 100%. Navigation transfer and display switches. Normal, auto. Windows heat on. Pressurization mode selector. Auto. Flight instruments.
Heading 025, altimeter 2997.
Heading
025.
altimeter
2997.
parking brake.
Set.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Pre-flight checklist completed.
Hi guys, here's the load sheet for you.
Thanks.
No problem. Have a safe flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board today. As you locate your assigned seats, please place your smaller items under the seat in front of you to provide more room for larger items in our overhead compartments. If you need assistance, contact the flight attendant. If you are unable to accommodate any item in the cabin, please bring it to the boarding door and we will check it for you. Also, review the safety instruction card in your seat pocket. If you are seated at an exit seat, also review the exit seating criteria.
Okay. Let's see what the taxi guide and they will.
Raise at ground Chase 1 with
Give us.
uniform ready to taxi IFR.
Chase 1 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 12 using taxiway Foxtrot cross runway 12 Echo. Contact tower on 118.4 when ready. Air France 788 wind 09er 5 at 5. Cleared to land runway 12. Cleared to land runway 12 Air France 788.
Taxiing hold short runway 12 via taxiway Foxtrot cross runway 12 Echo Chase 1.
Okay, so we're gonna be taxi.
Hey guys, all packs are on
Yeah,
board. Are we
sure.
clear to close?
Yes. 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 Thanks, it will be short taxi. Well, she's kinda stuck.
Raise at Tower Air, Canada 9er 4814 miles, west inbound ILS Yankee runway 12 approach. Air Canada 9er 48 raise at Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er, 7 wind 09er, 5 at 5. Cleared ILS
Yes.
Yankee runway 12 approach.
Well, she's not working.
Cleared ILS Yankee runway 12 approach Air Canada 9er 48.
Flight attendant speaking. Please direct your attention to the cabin crew for port safety information. There is an instruction
Okay,
card
let's
in your
see
seat
if
pocket
the
that illustrates
FS
the
stick will
safety
get
equipment on
unstuck.
this aircraft.
Meanwhile, let's tune on the
Regulations
fuel
require
pump.
compliance with this information as well as all crew instructions, lighted information signs, and posted placards. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt. To release your seatbelt, slip the metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated. Doors are clearly marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation. Each door storage equipped with an escape slide. Locate the exit nearest you. The nearest exit may be behind you. In an
So it's
emergency, lights will illuminate the aisle.
not to be
The
on
cabin is
start.
pressurized if there is a lot.
Okay. Before start procedure,
Stand by.
before start checklist.
Before start checklist.
Flight deck door closed and locked. MCP.
Heading 139. V2 139, heading 116, altitude 09,000.
Takeoff speeds.
V1 132, V-rotate 133, and V2 139.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
3 and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision light on. Before start checklist complete.
Air Canada Niner, 48 wind 0 Niner, 5 at 5. Cleared to land runway 12.
Start sequence is 1, then 2.
Check.
Cleared to land runway 12 Air Canada Niner, 48.
Okay, so we would like our nose to the left, please.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Locking gear.
A nose to the left, please.
Release parking brakes.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing push.
Start
All
engine
engines
number
clear.
1.
Start at will.
Starting engine 1. Check. Oil pressure.
Air Canada Niner 48, turn next taxiway. Air Canada Niner 48, contact ground on 118
Starter cutout.
17 raise it tower. Altimeter 29er, 7 wind 09er.
Number 1 stable.
Cleared ILS Yankee
Start
runway
engine number
12
2.
approach.
Starting engine 2.
Cleared ILS Yankee runway
Oil
12
pressure.
approach green bird tree 17. Going to 118 decimal for Air Canada 9er 48. Raise it ground air, Canada 9er 48 taxi to the gate. Air Canada 9er 48 taxi to gate 7 via taxiway Mike cross runway tree 0 Bravo Charlie cross runway tree 0 Delta Delta 1 Echo. Taxiing to gate 7 using taxiway Mike cross runway
parking
tree 0
brakes.
Bravo Charlie cross runway tree 0 Delta Delta
Parking
1
brakes
Echo.
are set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Starter cutout.
And we have
Number 2 stable.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
flat 5.
Unlocking gear. Tow track disconnected, bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Merci. Alright, let's do the control check. Flight control checked. Everything looks good.
Check.
Flight control check complete. Before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Generators on. Probe heat on. Anti-ice off. Isolation valve auto. Engine start switches continuous. Recall.
Checked.
Check. Auto brake. RTO. Engine start levers.
Idle detained.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Clear. Before taxi checklist completed.
Clear left.
Clear right.
Okay, before we're gonna begin our taxi, just let's see what Air Canada got for their taxi there. So Air Canada taxi to get 7 taxi Mike cross runway 30, so they will be crossing the runway and using Mike. And then they're gonna get Mike. Bravo Delta 1. Then that's they supposed to go. Right. Supposed to be there. Alright. Let's go.
Tree 17 wind 075 at 6. Cleared to land runway 12.
also have
Clear to land runway 12 green bird tree
cabin
17.
traffic.
Flight deck. Okay, thanks. Captain, the cabin is secure.
Thanks. Alright, let's slow down just a bit.
Going to 118.4 green bird tree 17. Raise at ground, green bird tree 17 taxi to the gate.
0.
Green bird tree 17 taxi to gate 10 via taxiway Mike Bravo, cross runway tree 0 echo. Taxiing to gate 10 using taxiway Mike Bravo, cross runway tree 0 echo green bird tree 17.
Okay, so we're gonna be taxiing end of this run.
On runway 30.
Yeah, we got it.
12 approach. Air France 601 raise at tower. Altimeter 29er, 7 wind 075 at 6. Cleared ILS Yankee runway 12 approach.
Okay, may hold for traffic incoming.
Cleared ILS Yankee runway 12 approach Air France 601.
Let's slow down over just a bit here. Have an option to do the turnaround.
Raise at tower chase 1 ready for departure runway 12 IFR to Fort de France.
Chase 1 altimeter 29er, 7 wind 075 at 6. Cleared for takeoff runway 12.
Approaching. 1, 2.
Cleared for takeoff runway 12 chase 1.
Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flaps.
Flaps 5, green light.
Stabilizer trim.
4.5 units.
Before takeoff checklist completed.
Runway entry procedure.
Okay. Cabin crew, take your seats. Clear on the approach. Ready to go.
On runway. 1, 2.
Takeoff.
Thrust set.
Check live.
80 knots.
Check.
BB1, rotate.
E2.
Air France 601 wind 075.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Cleared to land runway
Gear up.
12. Cleared to land runway 12 Air
400
France
feet.
601. Chase 1 contact PRCO Center on 12.3.7. Good day.
12.3.7 for chase 1.
Flaps 1.
Speed check.
PRCO Center chase 1 is at 1,200 feet, climbing 9,000 feet.
Chase 1 PRCO Center altimeter.
Flaps 1 set.
29.97. Continue to Hapo as planned.
Flaps up.
Speed check. Flaps up, set.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds. On. Packs. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Up. No lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Happy to release the cabin crew.
Okay.
Okay.
JetBlue 6, you are 300 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain flight level tree 60. Climb and maintain flight level tree 60 JetBlue 6.
Thousand to level.
Set flight level 110.
Flight level 110. Set.
Chase 1 climb and maintain 11,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 11,000 feet, Chase 1.
Thousand to level. 10,000. Happy to release the cabin?
Okay.
Okay.
Portable electronic devices may now be used, with the exception of TVs, radios, two-way transmitters, or any other device in a transmit mode, as these devices may interfere with the aircraft's communication and navigation systems.
JetBlue 6, you are 300 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain flight level tree 60.
Autopilot on.
Select VNAV. Select VNAV.
VNAV.
Climb and maintain flight level tree 60 JetBlue 6.
Shut up with the altitude.
JetBlue 6, you are 300 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain flight level tree 60. Climb and maintain flight level tree 60 JetBlue 6.
Center fuel pumps off.
Okay, very good.
level tree 60. Climb and maintain flight level tree 60 JetBlue 6.
Set course my side 095.
095.
Set.
Set heading 095.
095.
Set.
Set course your side 095.
095.
Set.
Pointe-à-Pitre Airport information, Charlie 2000 Zulu. Wind 129er at 12. Visibility 6. Sky condition 2,600 feet, scattered few clouds at 4,900 feet. Temperature 30. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.96.
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
The arrival routing will be via ATC vectors for an ILS approach. Planning a flaps 30 landing. Final approach fix altitude is 2,000 feet. Decision height is 200 feet. Missed approach altitude is 2,500 feet. Taxi route in will be as assigned by ATC. We'll be arriving at a remote stand. Descent speeds and navigation radios are set. Airport NOTAMs have been reviewed. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Approach brief complete.
Scattered few clouds at 4,900 feet. Temperature, climb and maintain flight level dew point 006. Altimeter 29.96. ILS Yankee runway 10 in use. Landing and departing runway 10. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Charlie. Pointe-à-Pitre Airport information, Charlie 2000 Zulu.
So let's set some markers. So format Tango. Foxtrot. Can we move lower? Probably nautical miles format and do like 10 format and move by 30. Descent checklist.
Descent checklist.
Pressurization. Landing altitude is
0
feet. Recall. Check. Auto brake. Level 3. Landing data.
VRAF 144 minimum 200 feet.
VREF
144
minimums
200
feet. Approach briefing.
Runway 10 approach via Dedet transition. Cleared to Dedet. Chase 1 descend and maintain 2,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet. Expect ILS Zulu runway 10 approach via Dedet transition. Cleared to Dedet Chase 1.
JetBlue 6, you are 400 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain flight level tree 60. Climb and maintain flight level tree 60 JetBlue 6.
$10,000. Cabin crew, prepare for landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be arriving at our destination shortly. If you are making a connection to another flight, please see the customer service agent being the flight or video monitors inside the terminal for connected gate information. For your continued safety, flight attendants will now walk through the cabin to secure it for landing. We'll be collecting all service items, papers, and any other items part of the navigation of the aircraft. Also, in preparation for landing, please turn off all electronic devices. Don't leave devices and also the carry-on items. Please use caution when opening overhead bins as items may have shifted during our flight. Please stow your tray tables and return your seats to their upright positions and check the security of your seatbelts. We'll be landing shortly. Thank you.
JetBlue 6, you are 300 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain flight level tree 60. Climb and maintain flight level tree 60 JetBlue 6. Greenbird 218 descend and maintain 2,000 feet. Descend and maintain 2,000 feet. Greenbird 218.
Flight deck. Okay, thanks. Captain, the cabin is secure.
Thanks.
JetBlue 1174 traffic is 2 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level
Descent checklist
380.
completed.
Report them in sight. Tomjet 124 traffic is 1 o'clock 3 miles at flight level 340. Report them in sight. JetBlue 1174 have the traffic. Chase 1 contact, approach from 121.0. Good day.
Going to 121.0 Chase 1. Approach Chase 1 is at 3,300 feet, descending 2,000 feet.
1,000 to level. Radio altimeter alive. Cabin crew, take your seats. Final approach fix, height checked, missed approach altitude not set.
Set missed approach altitude.
2,500.
Set.
Flaps 1.
Speed check.
On the approach.
Tower on 118.5 Chase 1.
Flaps 1 set.
Tower Chase 113 miles west inbound ILS Zulu runway 10 approach.
Chase 1 tower.
Flap 5.
Altimeter 29er
Speed check.
6, wind 145 at 12. Cleared ILS Zulu runway 10 approach.
Flaps 5 set.
Cleared ILS Zulu runway 10 approach Chase 1.
Gear down, flap 15.
Speed check. Gear down. Flaps 15 set.
Flap 30.
Speed check. Flaps 30 set.
Landing checklist.
Landing checklist.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake. Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Flaps 30 green light.
Landing check was completed. Autopilot off.
Chase 1 with 145 at 12. Clear to land runway 10.
Clear to land runway 10 Chase 1.
$1,000.
1,000 feet. Stable.
Approaching. 10.
$500 feet.
$400. $300.
Approaching minimums.
Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Minimums.
Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Reverser's normal. Auto brake disarm. 60 knots.
Chase 1 exit runway when able.
Okay to clean up. Okay to clean up.
Roger.
Chase 1 contact ground on 121.9er.
Flight,
Going to 121.9er Chase 1.
time in the aircraft is parked. Safely activate. For your indication,
Chase 1 taxi to the gate.
Chase 1 taxi to gate 0 via taxiway.
Taxiing to gate 0 using taxiway Chase 1.
Lights and doors.
Check. Cabin crew disarm doors and cross-check. Doors disarmed, no APU. APU on the buses.
What? It's not on.
3 minutes.
Shutdown checklist.
Shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps off. Probe heat off. Hydraulic panel set. Flaps
Off.
Parking brake.
Released.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Weather radar
Off.
off. Shutdown checklist completed.
Secure the aircraft. Secure checklist.
Secure checklist. IRS off. Emergency exit lights off. Window heat off. Packs off. Secure checklist complete.
Well, so that's it for our flight for today. Thank you very much for joining in. Let's check out our landing rate, which was probably horrible. We do hit some frame drops before the landing, so we had a firm landing at 231 FPM, which is considered firm, and my goal is to reach always the less than 200, or at least near to 200, but unfortunately we couldn't save this landing because we had some major FPM drops before our landing. Anyway, let's shut down. So ground power is going off and the battery is going off as well, and the tablets back to the home page. Alright, and that's it. Thank you very much for joining in. If you watching this, please leave a comment in the section below. Will much appreciate if you could like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitch as well. If you like this livery, you can check out my liveries in the link in the description below on my YouTube page, and also on this YouTube video description. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on my next streams.